Chapter 11. Stelle. Stelle knew something was off the moment he spotted Lucien in the hallway of Palace Entertainment. Never mind all the concerning things he had begun to notice as he looked closer, like towels that mysteriously went missing, or all the new cameras. The secret admirer's gifts had also continued, and Lucien accepted them all. Stelle noticed that notes were being left with the gifts now, and Lucien always slipped those into his pockets, never throwing a single one away. He had called Melanie Andrews again, trying to convince her of what he was seeing, and while she admitted the missing items could be strange, the gifts were really no cause for concern. The worst thing was her reaction to the cameras. He had told her that they were in places they weren't supposed to be, and she had told him that she hadn't seen anything of the sort. He felt like he was going crazy. As he passed Lucien in the hall, he swore Lucien had glanced at him. Instead of his normally sunny expression, there had been something dark there, something so unlike the soloist that it ate away at Stelle as the hours went by. Had he imagined it? He had to find out. Evening came, and Stelle raced to the break room, hoping to catch Lucien before he left. He was in luck, as Lucien was sitting alone, a bottle of green tea half empty in front of him. Stelle had to talk to him directly, to make him see what he was seeing. He ignored the strange look he had seen in the hall, because that hadn't made any sense, and he convinced himself he hadn't seen it. Stelle sat in a chair across from Lucien, folding his hands on the table in front of him. Lucien looked up and gave a friendly smile, and the sight immediately dispersed Stelle's worries about Lucien's feelings towards him. But there was still a matter of his other concerns. "Hey, Lucien," he began, his tone serious. The other idol looked up from his phone, cocking his head. "Yeah? Think we really need to talk about those gifts you've been getting. I have a feeling something else is going on, and it's scaring me." Lucien's eyebrows drew together in confusion. "Scaring you? Why?" "Stuff you've used has been going missing. You've been getting notes now, not just presents, and—" Stelle paused, readying himself. It was now or never. "You know what? It's better if I show you." As Stelle stood from his seat and crossed over to Lucien's side, the other man's confusion only grew. "What are you talking about?" Stelle offered a hand, pursing his lips in urgency. "Please, just trust me." Lucien slowly got up, but slid his hands in his pockets instead of taking Stelle's. "Okay, show me what you have to show me." Stelle led him to the changing room, a spot both of them frequently used, and he felt a chill run up his spine as he walked through the door. Lucien followed behind him, concern written on his face. Stelle turned to look at Lucien and raised his hand to point at the camera in the corner of the room. "Do you see that?" he asked, tone almost pleading. Lucien glanced up, and then went back to staring at Stelle as if he had said something in another language. "The camera? What about it?" "In the dressing room?" he replied incredulously, his patience wearing thin. "I know for a fact it wasn't here when we started our pre-debut training. There are cameras all over that aren't supposed to be there, and they're all in places you go all the time. Tell me you don't find that weird, Lucien." The soloist let Stelle speak, and when he was finished, he saw such pity on Lucien's face that he immediately felt pathetic. "Stelle, I know this is all coming from a good place, but this is a bit much. Cameras are in the whole building for security, and so what if they added more? Even here in the dressing room, you never know what might happen, and I would rather be safe than sorry." Stelle knew what he was saying was logical, he did, but his gut feeling that something was wrong wouldn't let up. How could he convince Lucien that there was more going on? He reached over to Lucien's hands and grasped them in his as he spoke, sincerity on full display. "It's not just the cameras, Lucien. Your things have been going missing. You get a gift almost every day from some mysterious person, and now they're leaving you notes, all without showing themselves. I know you don't think it's bad, and you never turn down a gift from a fan, but please listen when I tell you something is going on. I'm worried about you, and I just want you to be safe, because I care about you. A lot. Lucien was quiet for a moment as he absorbed what Stelle had said, but his face of pity did not change. In fact, it seemed to get worse as he squeezed Stelle's hands in comfort, his reply mild and even, as if he were speaking to an upset child. Stelle, I really don't need you to worry about me. That stuff going missing, it's either being thrown away or washed. The cameras have always been around, and the gifts make me happy because it means someone thinks that highly of me. I live to make people happy, and when I do, it makes it all worth it. I know to you it seems like a lot of stuff adding up to something strange, but you're making me anxious for you, not for myself. Have you been doing okay? Do you need some time off work, or do you need to talk about anything? You know I'm here to help. It was no use. Everything Stelle saw as concerning was dismissed and brushed aside like nothing, and he felt utterly miserable. Was he grasping at straws, making things up? He was so sure of himself, but doubt was blooming after hearing Lucien's explanations. Melanie hadn't been worried either. He was the only one. Maybe that meant it really was all in his head. Time off was starting to sound nice after all, even if his heart felt heavy in his chest. Stelle squeezed Lucien's hands back, and he mustered a weak smile. Sorry, maybe you're right. I just need some time. Lucien returned the smile, his face much less pitying now, thankfully. I appreciate the concern, I really do. Just don't worry too much, it's not good for you. I even told Melanie to tell you that, but I guess she didn't relay my message. Stelle let out a small chuckle in response, reluctantly releasing Lucien's hands just as the other man's phone began to ring. Lucien answered, and Stelle heard Melanie's voice. She told Lucien something quickly, and they said their goodbyes, and the call was done. Mel is here to drive me home, he said. You should probably head out too. Stelle nodded, leading the way to the door as Lucien followed. As he opened the door to step out, he turned his head to glance back at Lucien, but he barely recognized him. Lucien's eyes were fixed on the camera in the corner, and the smile on his lips chilled Stelle down to his bones. It wasn't like anything he had ever seen before, a look of pure provocation, as if wickedly teasing someone through the lens. As quick as he saw it happen, it was over, and Lucien was as he had been before. Stelle looked away, his hands clammy. He wasn't sure if what he had seen was real, or if it was the look he had seen in the hall. It felt like his perception of reality when it came to Lucien was slipping, and he had no idea what to do about it. He decided to convince himself he hadn't seen it, because that was easier. It made more sense to believe he was overexerting himself and suffering for it than to think there was some big conspiracy revolving around Lucien Angel. So he escorted Lucien down to the lobby, watched him enter Melanie's car, and submitted a request for time off before he went home himself.